Still alive, are you? Finished, are you?
Clive! Rutherford informs me.
I would have done this.
You're far too modest.
From what little I...
But I was rather... Alas, it seems that we must move.
But where do we...
True. The realms, as you've... Certain cities have banded together. And yet, the only remedy for the chaos that face... In short, if Storm does not...
But how would one even...
The armies, my boy. As I told you, sadly, But I do know someone the...
I thought he was...
He was. Until an Akashic army tore through Randalar and killed most of the rank and as luck would have it, I've already...
Of course, yeah.
And he's agreed to help. Havel has always... I extol you, don't mind it.
Of course not. As long as Chaos... And if the field...
That's...
I'll leave for Randalar. Would you send us...
Of course. Rutherford is already in the...
Excellent.
No.
Clive.
Joshua, what's wrong?
I've received word from Cyril. The Undying have found Father's will. Or something akin to it.
His will? How? Where?
In the crypt, beneath Rosalith Castle. After Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials, the Undying, and in the process of doing so...
I'm surprised.
Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience.
Of course. I want to know what's in that letter as much as you do.
Very well.
Sid.
By all means.
It's my old master. Seems there's no escaping her. She found some way to send me a letter. And something else. Records from a Waluda prison. Seems they were keeping a lot of bearers there.
How did she come by?
Finding bearers always was her strong point. And it seems the cells of Balmung Dark are full of them. Foreign captives, the masterless. Bearers no one would miss. And even better for her, bearers with no one to look after them. When ether started lapping at the walls, the jailers fled.
Leaving the bearers to be liberated by whoever happened to come along next.
Sid, I'd like to believe, and while I'm well aware that you've forbidden, I can't let those bearers die in their cells.
We'll be needing the Enterprise if we're going to navigate the Narrow.
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception, but we travel together. And we stay no longer than we have to. Ash is an inhospitable place at the best of times. We save as many as we can, and we leave.
Thank you, Sid. There was a name in the prison register. A name from my past. Chadwick, the thought of him...
He must be very...
He was.
Then we find him.
The entrance to the prison lies in the shadow of Ravenwit Walls, just beyond the portcullis. We should head there as quickly as we can. I only pray there are still bearers alive to save.
As do I, Doris.
Sid, I was wondering if you could help me.
It depends what with.
A bearer, but recently freed from his bonds, is keen to join the Curse Breakers. As you know, the work we do is not easy, which is why we test every volunteer's suitability. I was hoping you could oversee this one's evaluation.
I don't mind, but why this one?
Because he wants to be a scout. Our ranks are filled with men and women capable of breaking chains and putting slavers to the sword. But scouting, we're few with the nose for that, which is why we still rely so heavily on Gav. And since he accompanies you on so many of your missions, I thought you might be better placed to recognize the traits in him that we should look for in those who'd fill his boots.
Sounds reasonable.
So you're happy to oversee the boys' test, then?
One can never have too many scouts.
Truer words, Sid. I'll let the initiate know that you'll be attending his trial, and that he is to proceed directly to Northreach in readiness.
No time like the present, eh?
No time like the present. I'll await you there.
Northreach. I don't suppose they could have chosen somewhere closer.
Clive! Quick look. Think you can help?
Vivian, and I'd be happy to help you find them.
Thank you, but track.
Please, it's only right that I...
You are to. Alas, I spoke with.
If you say so.
Forgive me, but this book.
What do you think happened?
Sid, you have to help us.
With what?
No. Well, yeah.
It's Miss Middledall. Very strange.
When she is, she acts like we aren't
In the class.
That's what I
Well, she does have a lot on her mind.
Not long ago.
Then it's probably just about the Enterprise.
You didn't break it, did you, Sid? You really should be more careful around. Don't listen to her. Even if you did break the Enterprise, you could put it back together.
But who's gonna put Miss Middledall back together? She seems really...
Why don't...
You do that. She's in her dungeon.
Don't scare him.
Thanks for the warning.
I will not let them be forgotten. Sid,
Of course.
it is an honor. My name is Herman. I've been with the Curse. I wish to be deployed to Ash.
No. The lands across the... I will not send good men and women. Why would you want to go back?
I need to retrieve some. I was raised, or rather, it was not a place. We were tortured, and few ever...
I can't imagine.
I lost so many. I can't even remember all their names. But they must be remembered. They cannot fade away, faceless and forgotten. The Institute was run with military precision. Every child measured, every name recorded, every death logged with meticulous care. Sid, allow me to travel to Ash.
You were... But the fact...
Sid.
2 days... I'll go to...
You...
I won't let you...
I...
You can stop.
Wiedergr...
All right.
May them...
Has Middledall mentioned a new project yet? Not exactly. She seems preoccupied, but then again...
Ned, if you have a...
That's it! I knew it! The answer was right here under my arse all along! If this doesn't steer to the skies, nothing will!
To the skies? You aren't trying to give the Enterprise wings, are you?
What else would I be doing?
The children seem to think you're avoiding them. They're worried about you. Is this really so important?
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship in the realm, and that's with the sea beneath her. But what if she weren't bound to the waves? It's not fair. The gods get the skies all to themselves, so... The Fallen had their chance, but they relied too much... But not me. Well, almost.
And is that a one...
Are you volunteering? I'll have you know the Enterprise is my baby. But if a godfather's offering to lend a hand... First, I'll need oil. And not... Then I'll need some bone.
If it's beast...
No, that...
I should speak with one of the curse breakers before I set off for Old Hill. See if I can't find this book. While I'm there as well. Pining for something, boy. What is it? I never did ask where you got that anklet of yours.
From Sid, that's why. On the day he brought him up.
That long ago?
And you're only thinking to ask this now? Sid saw that the pup had a habit of gnawing on his leg, since you ask. Clap that there iron on him to keep him from doing it.
What was wrong, boy?
I'll take like as not. Must have been hard on the poor whelp, losing it doubly hard in being a frost wolf. Torn away from his icons and all. Sid would always tell him, you want that iron gone, you find what it is you're looking for. I reckon what he was looking for was you.
I'm sorry, Talk. Sorry for making you... Let's get that thing. Indeed. You miss Sid as much as the rest of us, don't you? You want me to go with you somewhere?
Quick, aren't you? Glad you've been pet.
Not nearly as much as you have.
Aye, good thing and all. It's not like Gav would have...
Your kindness is appreciated.
Only because he doesn't...
Where to then, Torgal?
Say what you will, Lady Karen has seen herself.
All right, Torgal. I'm going to need a little bit more than that. Do you have a better hint for me? Unless... you've already given me one. Why don't we try the... To Port Isolde, then. Fingers crossed the old mo...
Clive, my boy.
Hippocrates. I've been charged with locating...
And you seek a rare one whose name I...
Right as always. But she didn't seem keen.
And yet I gather... Clive, if the young I fear she asks the impossible.
The executor.
Coveters a clandestine one such text, be a tale which could overturn or... So...
How is it that I haven't...
Why? They lurk.
Which would explain why Vivi...
By the hand of the...
But what drives them?
Fine question. Sadly, all that you may just as soon ask...
Then my hunt was due. What was Vivian expecting?
Not from thin air. Rumours of... but rather less... well, alas... but... that if you were...
Very well. I'll be sure to pay... It's still here. After all these years. A lot smaller than I remember. And you're a lot bigger. You might have to swim, boy. I wasn't being serious.
You two go on without me. I doubt that boat will hold a third.
If you're sure, we won't be long. Hop in, boy. This place hasn't changed. Oh, the rookery's right through those trees. Come on. Race you there? I bet I could still beat you. Here we are. This was our hideaway. Wasn't it, Torgal? Coming here helped me to forget who I was. Or wasn't. Prince, shield. Son his mother could love. Had I been any one of those things? Perhaps. What is it, boy? This is all from the castle. And Phoenix Gate. Did you bring these here? My sparring sword. Well, well. You never stopped looking for me, did you, boy? Thank you, Torgal. For never giving up. For never forgetting. Let's take this with us, shall we? So I don't forget either. That's not the way back to the boat, Torgal. All right. I'm coming. I think I know where we're going. People always talk about the importance of putting the past behind you. But without it, we wouldn't be who we are today. And we certainly couldn't steer our way to a better tomorrow. Come on, Torgal. Let's go home. Sorry. Wait. We're ready.
Here to help me? Thanks, but I'll be traveling light.
You're really going to go through with it?
I am. But before I go...
If it's within my...
It's the children. I refuse to let them share in my disgrace. And if I leave them here, they surely will. Our friendship would see them ostracized forever. But I can't take them with me either. I can think of only one place where they are certain to be safe, and provided for, and loved. The Hideaway.
Of course. The children would be more than welcome.
Thank you, Clive.
Lubor!
What is it, Ferda?
There's been a flood in the Velcro. The League of Outlaws encampment was complete.
What?
Every last one of the bastards.
Bandits are one thing, but Akashic bandits are quite another. The town guard won't stand a chance against them. We need to evacuate. There's no time to lose. Ferda, gather the men. The Akashic may strike at any moment. We must make ready to cover the townspeople's escape. Well, what are you waiting for?
Yes, my lord.
Clive, change of plan. The children stay with me for now. I need you to find Conrad and Natalie. Tell them to prepare for a full and immediate evacuation.
Understood.
I'll do what I can to convince everyone else. Wish me luck. You have to listen to me. They're coming.
Why do they always have to make such a fuss outside?
Ah, it's you.
What do you want?
To pass on an important message. There's been an ether flood. The camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering, they're no longer just bandits. They're Akashic now. And they could be here at any moment. You need to begin preparing for a full scale of...
Oh, do we? And who was it who gave you this disturbing news, might I ask?
Lubor, perhaps? The man spreading the same poison out in the square as we speak. You may believe his lies, my lord, but we know better.
But why would he lie about something like this?
Some twisted attempt at revenge, perhaps. If he had not been unmasked, he may well have been elected our leader. A great honor for one of his kind. One he might well feel aggrieved at having been denied.
Lord Underhill, forgive me, but it has become all too evident where your sympathies lie. Lubor cannot be trusted, and neither, therefore, can you.
You may not trust me, but for the sake of your people, ask yourselves if there is any chance that this is true.
There isn't. You can be certain of that. Now be off with you.
You're making a mistake.
Come, Clive. If our words will not move... Then we must find another way to help save the town.
You're right. Let's speak to Lord Ferda.
I think we'd better shut up.
What's Lubor raving about now?
Lord Ferda.
Sid, what's wrong?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about... They've convinced themselves that nothing Lubor says can be trusted.
The bloody fools.
Which means that I can. You only have to...
I appreciate.
Sid! Ferda!
Victor.
I couldn't abandon a friend in need, and Lubor is in need at this very moment.
You have to believe me! The Akashic are coming! They don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't tire, and they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There will be no parley, no mercy granted! We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please believe me. If you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourselves.
You should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run!
Run!
Far away!
Run!
Just go on. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes! Go!
Go on then.
Go on!
Just go. Just go.
Lubor, wait. Someone's coming.
Stop! You're hurting him! What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems, and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad?
And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that?
Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty?
Who spends all day, every day making sure things run smoothly around here? And none of you ever say thank you. Ever.
But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling?
He keeps this whole place going. And you act like it doesn't even exist.
Lubor, we've heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then. Fine. Gather round if you don't want to die.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina, deep in the Velcroy. The place had been abandoned for years, until the League of Outlaws decided to make it their base of operations. Now they're all turned, and if the scouts' reports are correct, heading in this direction.
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate and rage, and they are utterly unpredictable. With the bandits, we at least knew how and where they were likely to attack. When these creatures come, Dalamil will have the bitterest fight it has ever faced on its hands. The town guard will muster at the north gate. The rest of us will take the south. Both forces will provide men to serve as soon as Conrad, Can I count on this?
Always.
I leave the selection and coordination of the mess and the command of our men in yours, Ferda.
Consider it done.
As you wish.
Natalie, I would... And tell the merchant not to waste time securing anything beside the essentials. Preserving life is our... As long as we survive, it doesn't matter what trinkets we might... Our riches can be regained. And if anyone doubts that, let it be known that the Briar's Kiss...
Very well.
Where do I fit into this plan?
Where else but the most... I would like you to travel to the home of... Main host is most likely still there.
A little gardening.
I doubt...
Luckily so.
So you... All right then. Now it's simply...
Looks like everyone's ready. I'd better not keep them waiting.
Good. That will keep some of them out. Yeah!
Fighting an Akashic is to raise the alarm immediately.
Caution, brother.
There it is. The flood.
But what's waiting for us inside? Can't leave a single one alive.
It's over. It's over.
is this? I should get back to...
All the Akash seems that might be the
last of them.
Lubo, Sir Clive has returned.
Clive!
It's done.
I knew you would.
Thank you, my lord.
Friends, the Horde has been driven back, and we need not fear the arrival. Victory is ours.
We blood... Lubor, after all you have done for this town...
But we did. And for that, we only hope that you can...
We need you, Lubor. So, if you would still like to be considered...
You do remember that
We do. But that is not a stain on you. It is a stain on ours. We thought only of what we perceived bearers to be, not what you truly are.
I see, but I...
Name them.
Firstly, that you will both do everything in your power to rally your people to my cause. If the Town Guard and the Merchants League do not accept my leadership, it will be doomed. Unity is the key to defending Dalamil. When that time comes, I will...
Of course.
And... you will accept that the mistreatment of bearers, any bearer within our walls shall be afforded the same. They will not be...
As we failed to do. And
we agree to your conditions. And we have a...
Condition... Well then, it seems my mayorship... How fickle fate can... Not so long ago, And now...
Here. Lubo.
Fear not. You are, of course... I would sooner face another horde of I'll make sure that...
I don't doubt that you would. And not just the children.
Can't have all your hard work going to waste.
Well met.
fine choice. You're welcome anytime. Do you see that too?
What is it? Please, just make it stop. I'm scared.
It's all right.
Not here. Come on. All right. It can't be Rutherford, can it?
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you! If it's a...
Allow me.
I don't need your...
Please, Field Marshal, oblige him.
This won't take long.
You're right. It won't. Men, finish him.
All right!
A little longer than I'd have liked. Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You arrived just as our escort turned on us.
Fucking traitors. I'd heard reports of soldiers in the outlying regions abandoning the oaths they swore. But I hadn't thought the corruption had reached so close to the heart of the Republic. It's a fucking disgrace. Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course. My lord, Mark. Or is Sid the outlaw Morty or...
Call me what you want. It doesn't change who I am, or the urgency of the message I bring.
Before I agreed, I'd have you answer one question. What do you stand to gain from all this?
I won't deny that I might benefit from further chaos. But I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made may not always have been the right ones, I know I made them for the right reasons. For so long, so many of us have been told how we could live, how we could die, when it should have been our decision all along. Now, but in order to take it, we must stand together. Even if it be but...
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. You are, no, I'll never hear the end of... All right. Next, I'll make contact with my...
Thank you, Field.
But they are not the only ones we will need to convince.
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals. But those they answer to require a different kind of persuasion. And when it comes to honeyed words, well, we will need an envoy. One who can court even the most stubborn of statesmen.
I'm flattered. And I have other problems. What we need is a skilled arbitrator.
Is that so? And would he...
Of a different kind.
Well, I suppose we'll all have to...
I shall.
My lord, your lord uncle bade me escort the field marshal to...
And I will see that my associate...
Very good.
Huh. An envoy. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. No. This is a job for someone with someone like Quentin.
Welcome, welcome. Of course. Take care.
Your Grace, my lord.
Cyril.
Yes. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of? His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development, with the blight spreading ever more. He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. Small wonder he did not think it. But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this message. Nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most, those who would have stood with.
It's a pity only they.
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath. But one at least remains.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she, after all.
And where is this?
She awaits you in the Ark.
Thank you, sir. Shall we then?
Lord Marquette?
What is it?
One of our brethren. He sent an owl.
Was he surveying it?
No. An ancient religion that worshipped Ultima as its god.
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash?
I entrusted the mission to one of... Though he has yet... For as you so...
It would not, but Ash is a big place.
Perhaps. Mickleburg was its name. It lies, if or...
Right.
You are much. Go then, with my...
If this new faith really is an offshoot of the Circle of Malleus, then...
Let's concentrate on finding the third chair first, shall we?
My lord. I am God, the retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the... Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift.
Lift up your head, lady. You have our gratitude.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady.
Perhaps you could explain a little what exactly is...
As I'm sure you know.
Indeed it has.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain incomplete.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be present, but with his grace long since gone, and the stone left you are grown men now. And his house. And while I would not presume, I know that nothing...
Thank you.
What say you?
What else? Of course, my lady.
Oh, I am much...
Do you know where we might find this?
I do. It is found in the bellies of... We do at least know...
A certain
You are most perceptive, your grace. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its move. Were you to slay it in...
What say you?
What else?
Eyes peeled, Joshua. There it is. For House Rossfield. Come on. No mistakes. Is this the hut? Don't...
Thank the Founder you were safe. The Griffin is...
And the Heartstone.
Yes. This radiant luster, like frozen flame. It is just as your father described it. That your father would be...
Lady Goditha.
Thank you, Cyril. If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone cut. The armbands are complete. Pray, take them. They are yours, after all. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will and devotion, and the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms. Only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you, his heirs. But this was more than just a message. It was a promise. That he would always be with you.
Thank you, Lady Goditha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own. Even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the bands, of the deep love he had for both of you, and his hopes for your future. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray us. I tried to warn your father, but it was too late. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else, and so my pursuit continued. He informed me that His Grace's will had been
Lady Goditha, on behalf of my father...
As do I.
Thank you, Mike, for coming back to us.
The banns. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance.
It is.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, let him see that you have received his...
I suppose it would... What do you say, Clive?
I think I was hoping to be able to offer him my...
Your father's helm is enshrined there. Since the day we recovered, I prithee claim it. And I do not doubt that your father...
Thank you, sir. Come on, Clive. He's waiting.
Good girl.
Yeah! Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
Save the world? Of course. To have overcome Father's political enemies. Of that I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. What Mother was truly capable of. Perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
It's just back there. Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
We won't lay you down.
Onward then.
Onward. To the end.
And to a new beginning.
Ready, go?
Might this be Mickelberg?
Thanks, Gal. These people aren't turned. And the village seems safe enough at least. What is going on here?
Ah. Did you too heed
the call? No, I came here, look, to be honest, I wasn't... What are you doing here?
It is my home.
You keep saying that.
They came to perform the rite. Just this village, where they...
Give them...
Oh, Lord, let free us.
They want to be... Forgive me. But did another foreigner, like...
You mean the traveler from Stone? Yes.
Thank you.
They seek the same salvation Barnabas did. At least the third chair still lives. Let's go and find him.
Excuse me.
I am. And so it would appear Lord Rosfield.
That's right, and you must be the third chair.
I am.
Cyril was worried for your safety.
Then I must apologize. I did not mean to trouble the bearer of the burning quill.
He said that you had failed to report.
I came here to study the followers of this new faith. You have seen them at their prayer. They devote themselves to the veneration of praying night and day that they might be granted rest. Serve him with all of them. I too swore to devote my life to the service of my lord and master, but this... it is different. It is more. And so I would see it through to the end. See these people safe, that they might achieve their dream, that they might do their duty to their lord, even if it should keep me from doing my duty to mine.
You do understand what their dream is, don't you?
I do, my lord. They would cast aside their wills and become a Kashik. I know that it may be hard to believe, but to these people, that is the very essence of salvation. Forgive me, my lord, but I must remain here. If you are to return to Master Cyril, I would consider it a great... Did you hear that, my lord?
I'll go and find out. An ether flood. Oh no. There must be something I can do. Echoes as well. Found her.
Ready, brother?
Ready. What now? We meet again. I've killed your kind before. You die. Come on, speak to me.
I had to save them, that they might have a chance to find true salvation. By devoting themselves to the service of their Lord. Just as I did, when the Undying plucked me from the gutter and gave me a cause to believe in. A duty to serve was everything to me, and I would not deny them that fulfillment, even if they must become a Kashik in order to achieve it. Forgive me, my Lord Marquis. I did not mean to trouble you with this. My findings. Could you deliver them to Master Cyril for me?
Of course. Your duty will be done.
Look, my lord. They are saved.
They are saved. Found her. I should get this report to Cyril.
My Lord Marquis, welcome back. I am glad to see you hale and whole.
I met with your third chair, Cyril. He bowed. deliver his findings to...
Thank you, my lord. He remained in Ash?
He died protecting the villagers from an echo. I buried him in Mickelberg. I'm sorry that I couldn't save him.
If you could not save him, no one could.
The villagers, they were believers in this savior cult. They prayed to their god that they might be unburdened of their wills. Then an ether flood came, and their wish was granted. Your brother sacrificed himself that they might live, even knowing that that life was death by another name.
Then he perished defending liberty. A hero's end. For the right to choose how one dies is no less sacred than the right to choose how one lives.
Sid would agree. He wanted to build a world where people could die on their own terms.
A noble ambition. To die for one's cause is the most perfect expression of one's faith. It matters not how misguided others might judge one's decision to be, only that the decision is one's own. We live according to the teachings of our order. We believe in them, we protect them, and yes, we die for them. For better or worse, that is our creed.
But he didn't die for your creed, and you still believe that what he...
I believe we of the Undying are not slaves, and this was his will.
I'd like to know this man's name, to know the names of all the Undying who've fallen in the light. They died serving my house. That is my duty.
Of course, I shall fetch the book of my lord. The greatest honor, though our duties may differ, and were they here...
Twinside's hundreds of leagues away. That'd mean the crystal is...
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. You earned this. Best of luck out there, Sid.
All right, Sid.
Only if you want. Mid needs a piece of light.
Most bones are if it's durability.
I do. Will any old that...
Well, but don't expect to make...
I'll keep that in mind. If Joshua's worried about Jill... Ready, go? Fly, Ambrosia. You deserve a rest. The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in? This is a Royal Army lot. His interests were certainly varied. This is it. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
Leaving so soon, stranger? We've been watching you. From a distance, so to speak.
Subtle. I know who you are.
Then we need not waste time on introductions. Hand me the book. Leave it in our care and return to your life.
Your care? Do you mean to burn it or bury it?
That is not my decision to make. But by one means or another, its contents shall be removed.
Then I'll have to I won't let you erase.
Then we find ourselves at it very well.
Let's see, shall we?
Impressive. But we have other means. We shall claim the book yet.
Why do you want it so badly anyway?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and avarice of mankind. It tells the shameful history of the persecution and oppression of a gifted few by a giftless many. Would you say that this interpretation was correct?
I don't know.
You don't know. Your sword may be sharp, but your wits are dull. So let me answer for you. There is no correct interpretation of history. That a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. But there can be no single, immutable explanation. As to why it is a question if enough people...
So you're trying to control...
We are trying to protect people from knowledge. That is all. You may keep the book. The world is small. Until then.
Wait. Damn it. Let's get this back. Let's go. I can walk from here. This must be the orphanage. Hopefully the registry is still here. Conditioning. This is nothing short of torture. Disposed of. Herman wasn't exaggerating. It's a... This reads like a suicide note. Did the director go through with his plan? There's only one way to find out. A forked white tree. This must be the place. Could he really be buried here? There's something hidden among the roots. This must be the registry. So many names. This place was a slaughterhouse. But where is the architect of all this misery? It was only a matter of time, I suppose. This place is cursed. I'm done here. Let's get the registry back to Herman. Good girl.
Yeah!
Doris is waiting for me near Balmung Dock. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashik. I need to hurry. No need to ride from here. There were no guards, I take it.
None manning the... It's a different story inside. If Chadwick was being...
Don't give up hope just yet. Let me check the ground floor.
Then I'll search the upper level.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer? I hope not. We're risking a lot just being here. Better keep my eyes open for signs of life. Locked up tight. So this place was no ordinary prison. And I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when they fled. Minimal loss of Waluda lives. And what happens when they run out? Even the Imperial... They were feeding bearers to it. This is even worse than I'd feared. Nothing but a Kashyyyk down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on. No lock downstairs.
I know. I've been reading some of these documents, and it can't be true, can it? Bearers die every day in service of their master. Hitting bearers against a wild beast, armed with nothing but their wits? And not just those who could fight, and those who wouldn't.
I'm afraid.
Then we're too late.
Don't say that.
A key.
Perhaps it will fit one of the... Finish up here.
All right.
It's over! Let's see what we can find down here. A survivor. And she sounds close.
Who are you?
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone? Are there any other survivors?
Some of the guards. They're still here. But something's wrong with them. Everyone else...
Thank the Fountain.
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we didn't linger. Are you ready?
Ready when you are. You poor thing. You must have been terrified.
Chadwick said...
What?
He fought them. He must have sent you. He promised... Where is he? He opened your cell, didn't he?
Chadwick.
Was that?
What? We have to get out.
Doris.
All right. You put that bearer-eating...
We have to run.
You're safe now. We won't let it hurt you.
It's out there waiting for me. I can't let it live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers.
can't let that happen.
Sid,
I'm fine. What is it?
A diary. I gave it to Chadwick before he was here.
I'm sure he fought bravely to the...
Chadwick.
Come on.
No. I'll see that she's looked after.
From what I hear, you've barely...
She is. Slowly but surely. She's far tougher than she looks. I thank the flames we found her.
I know. I'm sorry we were...
There's no need to apologize. How he fought to the... That's the man.
I wish I could have... I'd like to hear...
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do... We were supposed to be sold to the High... For years, we were her dad, so we escaped. After so many years of training.
But even in captive, and he died, not...
Hyde Maria's and the curse break. I'll fight.
Thank you, Doris. Vivian. I found it. The book you lost.
You found it. Thank you, Clive. Even though I asked this of you, I was not entirely sure it would be possible. I feared the executors had seized every copy.
I met with one of these executors, and I convinced him to let me keep it. He told me something. That the truth is just a matter of collective belief, and that if enough people...
It does, but it also means that the truth, provided that though, as the sad history of the bearers proves.
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did. Or its author, rather. She was a heretic, you see. A firebrand and a dissenter. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner of the realm. And by shunning society, or perhaps she taught me that and that, though
Do you still feel that way?
Honestly? Perhaps the result of... But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. In looking not from the outside, but from within. So if you'll permit me, I'd like to continue my work here. Remember, Clive, when enough people believe, belief begets truth.
Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you, as I do.
I'll try, Vivian. I'll try.